The most difficult part of a turkey is from day 1 to day 3. Those times with this one, sometimes you have to sit in the brooder house with them. And turkey is a very lucrative business, unlike chicken, because a turkey, the amount you sell for a turkey is about 10 times that of broiler. Selling of especially turkeys, there's a class of society that likes turkeys. You should value turkey and they know what turkey is. You can even buy turkeys at 1,000 pints. This was a day old is 960 for one. So if you are buying 100, that's 9,600. And that's for the day old. And the day old, you can buy it and lose 10 of them one day. Just like that. When you do it well and you get the size, you can sell, let's say, an average price of 1,000 cedis. And that's 50. That's a 50,000. No, 1,000, 50,000. The advantage of a turkey is that at a point in time, you can feed turkey with anything.
You're welcome back to another exciting Farm Week in Ghana. If this is the first time seeing it, I'm Charles, and on this channel, we talk about farm and agriculture here in Ghana. And from the series so far, we are still on fresh farms. We were speaking to Mr. Prince on how he started and how the journey has been. Now, a farm tour of the place as well. But in this video, we're going to look at turkey farming. And if you're a new beginner out there who wants to venture into the business, to know how profitable it is, what you need to know about the business, and this video is for you. Mr. Prince is going to share his experience and knowledge with us and how to start your own turkey farm here in Ghana. So yes, before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. Mr. Prince, I want to know, and I really want to know, this is my favorite video on turkey farming. So I want to know, if someone wants to go into turkey farming, what do they need?
Okay. So as I said earlier on, if you want to do turkey farming, if you have done broiler before, then it's an advantage for you. Turkey is an upgrade of broiler. The only difference is that the broiler stays just 8 weeks, then you harvest. But the turkey stays a long time because the turkeys can stay up to 2 years. The life duration of a turkey is like 2 years. A mature turkey will be around 7-8 months. That's a matured one that can reproduce. Some do turkey for 3-4 months, just like broilers. So they give them broiler feed. And those ones, you realize they are not really strong. So just for meat, that ones, they don't really grow big. But they want to meet the standard that we know, like what the Americans use for the Thanksgiving. That one, then you have to go do between 6 months and 7 months. So the only difference between the two, broiler farming and turkey farming, is that turkey stays a longer time with the production time, which can last up to 2 years. That turkey can stay, and then broiler is just 2. So that is an advantage. And turkey is a very lucrative business, unlike chicken, because a turkey, the amount you sell for a turkey is about 10 times that of, or more, 10 is too much maybe. Okay, the minimum size, but now we have broilers that are 100 cities, 120. We sell 5 weeks to hotels and all that. So maybe 10 times or almost for 5 times the price of a turkey. And then turkey, the advantage of a turkey is that at a point in time, you can feed turkey with anything.
Okay.
Yes. So let's say you give them the feed, your standard feed you're supposed to give them, and they push up to a particular level. We'll start giving them any feed at all, whether being a chicken kitchen waste or food from the chop bar. You go collect fruits from anywhere, the fruit various, and you can come and give it to you. That will add up to reduce your feed costs at a point in time. And that's one thing about it. So just like a broiler farming, all you need first for a turkey farm is to make sure that your brooder house is intact before you order your day own chick. Or if you harvest it, you order for the eggs and you have your own hatchery tool or a small incubator, and you have to make sure your brooder house is intact. The brooder house should be ready at least 2 weeks before the birds come in. So then you check the temperature every day. You measure the temperature. That's our normal 38 degrees in the thermometer, 37 point something in the room. Then you get the room ready. You disinfect the place, vet your litter. Yeah, this place, all we know is the sawdust. Or if you can get the straw or whatever. So the sawdust, everything should be inside there. And then those things should be in place 3 days before you get your birds in, so that the dust and other things, everything settles and the room has a normal temperature or normal whatever in atmosphere in the place. So you put your turkeys in. When the turkeys, the day will come, then you put them inside. The most difficult part of a turkey is from day 1 to day 3. But those times with this one, sometimes you have to sit in the brooder house with them. Because turkeys are such that they're not like chicken. They only come, you don't start eating. In fact, when they come and their mind goes on the litter and they start eating the litter, they'll eat the litter until they die off. Or they won't eat at all. Or even the water that you have for them to drink, they'll end up going to lie inside. So they die off. Or turkeys sometimes don't see well, so they behave sluggish for the first 3 days. So you have to be there to help them to eat. You have to actually show them their food. This is your food. If you use a beak on the food like that, for some of them, you have to hold them to learn to drink the water for them to know this is the water. So the very difficult time in turkey farming is the first 1 to 3 or 5 days, depending on the breed you have and how strong they are. After this one, then now you come to normal broiler day-old chick, how to handle them. So you go with the vaccines. Every week you have a vaccine you are supposed to give them. So you give them the vaccine just like a broiler, then you give them antibiotics and all that. Turkeys are adaptable, unlike broilers. Turkeys, 1 month in the time, you have to give them fowls. Other school of thought says that you should give them just like layers, so 2 months, 3 months. But so normal layer is 2 months, 3 months for the layers. Okay. And it's just like the turkey today recommend you do 2 months, 3 months. The 2 month, the 3rd month, and the 3rd month. But other farmers will also tell you with their experience, do it 1 month, 2 months. Because turkey, the only sickness that brings them down is fowls. When they get it will spread, and there's nothing you can do. If you are lucky, you can maybe at one time natural is to just to stop. You have to be very careful with fowls. So you do it 1 month, then 2 months. As the first month, you inject them. There's a way to inject them on a better platform, a better, more organized system. I'll show you how to inject the turkey in the arm, the first month, and the second month. Then you that after you've done all that, that's just like a broiler. You've done all the vaccines. And now the only thing you have to do when it comes to turkey is to make sure you feed them well with their proper ration. Their protein level in their feed is higher than a broiler. If you give a turkey a normal broiler and feed with that level of protein, you'll be deficient. So you analyze what is going. Now, when it gets a particular weight, the weight is not up to the standard. So their feed level, the protein level is higher than a broiler.
So you're missing the feed, so they are more protein.
Yes, so you have to weigh everything. The protein source we have now is soya meal. So you make sure the quantity you have, the concentrate you are using, they're using a particular brand concentrate. They have rations of all the ingredients you're supposed to do. So you make sure you weigh them well. Sometimes farmers they pick by their mind or whatever, they just pick, but you have to get a scale to make sure you weigh everything proportionally, especially turkeys in their first 5 months. So once you get that and everything, then only goes food. If you do your things well in terms of the vaccine and everything, you don't have any problem. But if you don't do it well, it compromises, especially in the fowls. So when you get your particular month that you think that you've gone and now you are seeing your birds and you are renewed in 10 months' time and selling and getting your $1 million. That is when the things show up. And that time, with this very little you can do. After observing all the protocols, then you get a good feed for that. It's very easy. As I said, the only difficult kind of turkey kennel is the first 3 to 4 or 5 days. Apart from that, they are very strong animals, unlike the broilers. Yeah.
Okay. It's good to know we brood them like the way we brood normal.
Exactly. And the vaccines and everything is just like the broilers or the layers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe you guys are enjoying the video, but just spend 1 minute of your time. If you are interested in starting your own poultry farming this year, as this year is the Akoko Nkiti period, if you want to start your own poultry farming in Ghana, you need quality day-old chicks. do reach out to me for all your affordable quality day old chicks. And at 28 cedis per day old chick, you can be able to start your own poultry farming in Ghana. The breeds that are available are H&N Brown neck, Lohman Brown, and Highland Brown. I repeat, H&N Brown neck, Lohman Brown, and Highland Brown. If you need the white versions for these birds as well, they are also available. If you also want to buy battery cages, you don't want to do the depilator, you also need battery cages as well. Being it the A shape or the H shape, or 4 tiers or the 3 tiers, do reach out to me as well. Using the number on the screen, and we can be able to supply them to you at affordable prices. If you're also into catfish farming, being it the tarpaulin ponds that you need or the fingerlings that you need to start your own catfish farming in Ghana, just reach out to me using the number on your screen. All right, let's get right into the video. So then a good question. In turkey farming, do we have, say like the poultry, like not turkey or more or less travel other poultry months, which is like your normal layers and broilers. The turkey farm, do you not layers and broilers?
No, we don't have layers and broilers. Just that the what I can classify for you is that the turkey has male and female. Just like the broilers, we say layers are females, and the broilers are mostly males. We have female broilers, but they also don't act as females. They don't lay eggs. They lay eggs at the point. It's not for just like it's not for like the layers, each female. So we have so turkeys we have males and females as well, which you can categorize as layers. But the only difference is that the meat of the layer, the female turkey, is very tender. It's very soft and tender. So people actually want soft and tender meat, and it's much tastier a little bit than the male. The advantage of the meal is that it hardly gets hot. And the male if you put in hot your meat, it's still real meat. It's hardly due. The female, because of the egg and all that, you find a little bit of a little bit fat with the female. So that's the only difference. But generally, the turkey meat is hard. Hard, just like you can use it for stew or soup. You can use both. You can cook it anyhow. It doesn't tear like the broiler or the layer. So just like a broiler and layers, if you are doing stew, you go in for the layer. You are doing if you are doing soup, you go in for the layer. You are doing stew, and then you don't bend over. The turkey meat is such that you can do anything with it. You can either roast it, grill it, whatever. Both male or female. Both male and female. The meat is still intact and robust the way it is. Just that the female is a little bit tender. That is even old and each its own they are okay, they can swing.
Sure. Since I know you began, you were making comparison in terms of the US. They say that they are made turkey for seasonal purpose. Is it the same kind of turkeys we have here? Because I feel like the other turkeys are very huge.
Yes, they are huge. Just what I explained to you, that the kind of facilities they have there, we don't have. Like the turkey that we have there, we hatched it here. But they have technologies that they before they hatch, they put holes and vacings in them. And kind of their environment, when you watch a turkey farm that is confined, you have a whole system. You have times that they reduce the temperature. These turkeys, when they are hot, when the sun is hot, you can see they are unbearable. And they are eating, even it changes. But they have a system that they are regulating the temperature of the room. They have to put on air conditioning to put it on. They have to open air, fresh air. They have to come on the field. So they are far and us. So some of their turkeys which grew very big, when you bring that, they can't survive.
Yeah.
Like the bones, that's a very big turkey. It's expensive. But when you bring it here, you don't take care, it won't survive in the system. So that's how come they have bigger and much more. All these things, like what I'm saying, the feed that we have to do, try and error and all that, they are much more advanced than us. And so they have ways of getting better feed and make sure that gives the ratio of that goes into the side of the animals that they get one. Sure.
Speaking of feeding, I know we spoke. I mean, touched base a bit on it that they eat like the and broilers mixed, but they're high in protein. You know, when it comes to normal feed, like in terms of feeding the broilers and layers, what you said in the beginning, you give them layer mass, like they have like a feeding cycle for them. Is it the same for turkeys?
Yeah, turkeys actually have about 5 steps looking into getting their feed. The turkey has the broiler has the broiler starter, a goer, and a finisher finish. But the turkey has 5 different rashes that you have to mix, compositions that you have to mix. We have turkey feed that we sell, produce turkey feed and sell as well. So you first the starter might have a lot of protein, a little maize, and a little of the concentrate. The second one, and then maybe wheat bran. The second step might add wheat bran. The third step, no wheat bran, and the maize increases. The different rations. So you come to the finisher as well as finisher. So we have the pre-starter, we have the starter, then we have Goa 1, Goa 2, and then we have the turkey finisher. Okay, that was the final stage. That's the final stage. That one they can eat cat, I think from 5 months. So these ones are eating finisher now. They can eat the finisher till 2 years when they are lifespans 2 years. Maybe. Okay. Then sorry, I'm not catching you. So we don't have complete feed for turkey in Ghana as at now. Because of the market, so a lot of farmers don't do turkey. So you won't get a complete feed which is that's for turkeys. But turkeys selling those who sell feed, they don't do it. So if you want to do real turkey farming, then you have to go and learn how to mix their feed. See their own feed. You can learn online. They have all the nutritions. Okay, and then
So if I'm starting with turkey farming, one, is there a particular, are there breeds of them that
yes, there are a lot of breeds, but we choose the black ones because of these ones can stand. They are good for our weather. These ones, when you promote them, they can fly from here, we will land on the wall. Yeah, they can fly because yes, they can fly to the next house, the wall over them. Yeah, they are very strong. They're very strong, and they can stay. If you leave them for 1 week, you didn't eat, they will be okay. We give them water, they can go for 2 weeks. They are very strong. So there are several breeds you can look at, but at the same time you have to watch what you intend to use in your end product, what you intend to use for. We check your environment and you check your capital. As to this, as I said, this one's a day old is 96, this one. So if you are buying 100, that's 9,600. That's for the day old. And the day old, you can buy it and lose 10 of them one day. Just like that, they can die off like that. So you need to check properly the ones you can handle and the ones you cannot handle. The BBW, the broad breast, which normally the Americans use, another breed, that's another breed, but they have a lot of breeds with their breast. When you see them, they have very big breasts like that. That's what else you can bring it in. People bring it in and they feed them for seminars and they just serve them at Christmas. But they are not too strong for our system. Or you keep them for that number of months to allow. It's not difficult to manage because they eat a lot, like a normal boy. So you need to really watch where you get this thing for Africa, for here, both in Nigeria. The most breed we would prefer is the black African ones, African breed. We will call it African breed. Then it's just like the Laker ones in Ghana, the forest ones. They call them wild turkeys. This is a breed.
So just like poultry farming, with the breeds or with the DO chicks, are they imported?
Yes, you can import either the egg or the DO.
Okay.
So we have vendors who bring the DO just like this. It's very difficult to get. Turkey is very difficult to get. So they have specific times that they order the turkeys. In fact, if you're not a farmer who is connected to those who are online, then they do a group and then they tell you where they can supply the turkey at the particular size. Orders order, and they also look at the availability with the hatchery, and then they give you. So they import. For now, we do most farmers import the turkeys and other laws. But it's just you do hatchery as well. The previously we depend so much on the imported Holland and then all this, but now slowly we are trying to move away from it.
Okay. So with the hatching, isn't that you left them for them to start to lay eggs themselves?
So what you do is that's how we confine them in that room. So you have 10 females there and 1 male in the small space over there. So the females are such that when you in the morning, when you kind of stand outside and look at them, the females can line up like that. They'll line up. So the male will cross 1, 1, 1. If the female is never eat cockroach, so he will sit down.
On the line.
The long will sit down. Like nearly the male comes or shows off his colors like that. The female will just sit down. So then, if a male crosses the female once, and the sperm goes inside, is enough for every egg that will come out of the female.
And also you explained earlier that there are some eggs.
There are eggs that come out of the feed that we do. The concentrate is a layer completed. Or the tech is there layer for. So they lay eggs which are not fertile. If they leave them without a male, and they will lay all the 25 eggs which you do, or the 75 for a year, they will lay all right, but it's all fertile. Sometimes when they lay by themselves, even though a male does a present, it's fertile. So let's say in the 25, you might have about 5 of them by chance
Be fertile.
It has happened. Well, because I know a colleague who bought broilers. There were eggs. There were 2 turkeys inside in the broiler. This thing.
And you are broilers, but
Yeah, there were 3 turkeys inside. They were all female. So, but they were able to lay eggs, and they had
fertilized.
they hatched. They themselves hatched the eggs. So that tells me that then, even though the mash which they each eat, which is a layer feed, can also give out eggs which are fertilized. Okay.
Interesting. It's good to know how turkeys. So it's layers. People say from 16, 17, 18 to that's when they start laying eggs.
That's for 5 months.
Yes. So for its turkeys is the different things.
That's 7. So that a mature turkey is 7, 8. The male start crossing 7, 8 months. That was 7, 8. No, but when they start producing eggs around the same time, that's when they start laying eggs. And so you can easily cross them. That's what. When the males are ready, you find that they will start showing the off. They thing like that. When they wake up in the morning, they are showing the women that they are. Like guys, so you see them showing off their colors like that. That means they are getting ready to mate.
Okay. So unlike layers, when they lay their eggs, I understand when they sit on it, the eggs can hatch on their own.
That's the correct.
No, for like normal layers.
The layers that we for eggs per
yes. Because I understand that's how the system is made such that they can only lay, but they can't sit on it for layers. With turkeys, when they lay their own eggs, can they sit on it also?
Yes, the whole ones in the layers are such that they just produce the eggs and they just go away. That's how the hormones that are put in them. That's how they behave. That's how they are calluses. And this was they behave like normal chicken. When they lay eggs, in fact, when they lay egg, and you won't take it from where they lay the eggs, they'll lay the egg. They'll change where they lay. You go into the hand, they're taking the eggs. The only thing is whether you replace it. If you're going to trick them, you replace it with another decoy egg. You have a plastic eggs. You put it on there and pick that one. Then it will come and lay by there, you pick it and you be putting it in a incubator. But he also keep his eggs and sit on it and hatch it. That's how the turkey behaves. That's the turkey. He has a mind of a hen. They look normally call hen.
Okay. So I'm thinking, if they can sit on their eggs but they to lay themselves, then why are you doing an option of being the incubators?
By the time the turkey gets ready to sit on the eggs, he has broken half of it. They are too huge that sometimes he forgets and then just crack it. And by the time he sits on it to lay, to hatch it, he has finished the rest of them. And when he breaks it to eat it himself, or if you have other turkeys around, they'll come and crack it. And even when the turkey hatches eggs, the day old, if you leave them 1 minute, by the time you come back, you can step the lady has the chicken and the mother has stepped on all the kids.
Oh,
and killed all of them. They are not that kind of settings we don't have. Turkeys are a little bit off. So it's better you either give it to a local chicken to sit on hatch, and the local chicken can keep them so they push up, then you separate them. Or then you put it, the more really is you put it on the leave it 25 to 28 days, it will hatch. You put it in the brooder house and all is safer.
5 to 28.
25 to 28 is so like a month try to rest of America here. Well, you take normal broiler or layer is 2 early, but they are 25 to 30 days. They will hatch.
Okay. So let's look at cost. If today I want to go into turkey farming, how much capital would you say I need to go into it? And how would you advise a new person venturing into the business to go about it?
Turkey farming, because it takes a long time. Let's say we are looking at 8 months to get your market size, and you need to be ready for it. Or else alongside, you might get frustrated with the whole thing. So you need to be ready. You have to watch the number of birds you can start with because they eat a lot. All the food inside there, if we give it to these turkeys, they'll finish it. Everything. They'll sit down one day and eat and eat and eat and eat, and they will get finished. So they don't have this thing. So you have to calculate all these things and make sure that you are ready. You have the income that will flow into it. And then also you have to make sure you have the market for it. And the markets that will buy it at the particular price that you need to sell it to be able to make your profits at the end of the day.
So as I want us to do some question. We want to say if we are the day which is around 60.
So 60. So let's say we're being, let's look at 50 birds.
50 birds, okay. 50 by 96. 96, right?
96, so that's 9,600. Hey. So 50, yeah, they 1,500 birds. 1,800.
Then in terms of feed, how much do you think?
So feed let's say,
so I said with the first 6 months, that's it is like the normal.
Yes, so let me do some calculation.
Okay.
So they just eats like, okay. So we have 3,000 for, let's say 3,000 times 7 will give us how much?
3,000 times 7. 21,000. So 3,000
times 7. Okay, so we're looking at a feed of this amount.
21,000.
1,000, then plus a day would. That's 4,800. So 25,800. That's for the 50. Then you look at other costs, maybe little. There are bad things, there are medications, and then sawdust and other things you have to do. So maybe let's plot it about 30,000. Keep 49 for the cost of the entire like
about 5,200 more or less. Or 4,200.
That's about, so that's give us 30,000.
Okay.
And so now when you do it well and you get the size, you can sell, let's say, an average price of 1,000 cedis.
And that's 50.
That's a 50,000.
No, 1,000, 50,000. And minus the 30,000, that's like 30,000.
That's about 20,000. So little. That's so now you not get it at that price. There should be like 1,002, but I'm afraid that's also the 1,000. So maybe more than zero should be more than that. And so once you increase the numbers, and now selling of especially turkeys, there's a class of society that likes turkeys. You should value turkey, and they know what turkey is, and that is laid, and it is not like a broiler which has a lot of cholesterol and all that. You can even sell your buy turkeys at 1,000 bites. So you look at the 20, when it comes to marketing, so we have customers, we have the 20-80, the 20% and your 80%. So you can do the bracket of the 20% and give them 1,500. That you give them the special package, you deliver it for, and you go and take your 1,500. And the normal marketers to the level of client pack, that's for the 80, you can do the 1,000 and power to swing. On the time of that, you should have at least your first time, you should have 100%. And
the same. Initially, you're saying that we're 8 months time, when they kill one of them, the meat you get for it is less than
it's more than a normal size like what you have here. This meat is more than it. It's just that I'm saying if we have waited it. Last year we were selling, we did that with a customer. Customer came, he told me, if you are buying goat, this one. So after that, this is a goat meat and this is a turkey meat. If you put me to give you, we have a bag that we seal them in. We'll give you 2 of that. The goat meat is just 1. And the weight of this one is more than this. Boom. We had come out, I would have raised the white one for you to carry it. It's heavier when you raise it. I don't think you keep it for 5 weeks. You drop it. No.
So how much do you think averagely or they might weigh? Even the white one?
Like they should weigh like 20 something, 20 something kg. It should weigh like 20 something kg. As for the white one, there is almost a year from January. It should weigh like 20 something kg. A normal turkey for the market, it should be 15, 18 kg. It's ready for the normal market.
It's okay. So we mentioned the price, like the white ones. Are they also part of the African?
Yes, this one is a pure African breed, but this one, why they have white in their color, that genotype, when you cross them, the bird can take a white color. And this one has black and white. So the baby that comes out can be either white or take both colors, or black or white. That's like how we have the white.
I was thinking that white ones might be a different thing.
No, they're the same breed. White. So this is a long cord is a farmer. I give him black and I give him white. So she's calling to back, and I'm saying, no, the white is the same from the same breed. The only white turkey we have is a girl breast. They don't come like this. They are different. Only see them, they are different. The chest is big like that. When you see a white, you won't see the neck. You see the chest coming out with a little head like that. And those are the only turkeys that are white. But this was an African breed. But once there's white in its color, they can give you a white baby like what we have right now.
Okay. Thank you for having this interest.
It's interesting. It's now the watch social media, you realize that Nigeria and now it's not coming into Ghana. People are now trying to understand. The thing is that people don't want to buy turkeys at that price. The thousands here. They won't going to accept the fact that the turkey. It's cost how much? It's a lot of work to keep the turkey for 6 months. It's a lot of work. So my people can be understanding now. Book all and the order, bring with turkey all the way. Tema, you have to go rider and all that.
And the market is there like to the market for turkey? Yes, because someone will say I'm doing my yesterday. Actually, I go to the other market.
Last year, she said that's for turkey. We actually stopped it. When you come is finished. When you come is finished. And that was before New Year. So we sold Christmas throughout the New Year. 31st, there was no turkey to sell again.
There is comfortable. There's a high demand, so it's crazy.
But it's every farmer and the kind of exposure you get, and the kind of what you go through. So my story might be this way, but when you start your own too, there might be another way. It doesn't mean that you have to stop at the phone time. You have to find a way to go around it. Then you also draw that line for somebody to come in. This will follow up with that.
That's nice. I want to look at the area or the surrounding that you need to start a turkey farm. As I said, the ones they can fly and go to the other house and stuff. From looking at an area on stuff like turkey farm, what do I do to make us?
Similarly, the best place to put a turkey farm should be near an urban. It should be an outskirts. You see, what we are doing here, we are trying to manage the place and we try to contain our neighbors at the same time, because once you are doing these things, you have a lot of issues with people. So the normal thing is to do is to get an area in an outskirts. And turkeys like these ones, we are not giving them what they need. So one turkey, at least you have a 12 square feet around him to move around. So this was now they are 80 something. Then they build a very big. Even this whole house is small for them. Yes, they like roaming and going and coming back. So you need an outskirt, a little bit out of the urban, not too fast. So then you can also do your marketing. Then you can put up your structures. A turkey doesn't want to sleep in a room. When you keep a turkey in a room, he wants to sleep the tallest. So sometimes we just do wood, tall trees. In the forest, what they do is that the turkey will go top on top of a tree to go and sleep there. Just the wild turkeys, just to make sure that an animal that something and other animals will come and feed on them. So they rest on top of the highest trees. So it just did the same way. This one, if you are here till evening, they will all jump and be on the roof, or they will be on the wood, and you have to go and sack them, because in any event they will jump outside. So that's how turkeys.
So that's the only monitoring the
So maybe they go on top of that thing we sack them down. And when you sack them, saying it's late, no, they don't go away. They don't jump up there again. That's how. Yeah.
Just if there's one challenge that comes to turkey farm, you who are watching us also not challenging it.
The only challenge is what I've mentioned. The first 3 days. And the first 3 days of a day-old turkey, is a very sensitive time for every turkey. You can see them walking like that sometimes. You don't. They can stay there, not eat and just die off like that. Or they can decide to use litter as their food, especially when it's the powdered form, and they will change their food to that, and litter will give them. If it doesn't kill them that time, when they are going to block their labor, cut their gizzard, they realize that it's full of this thing and all that. So that is one of the challenge. The first 3 days. Apart from that, now is your dedication, your hard work. If you have a worker, then you have to make sure it's somebody who is not like a Jessica, or somebody who doesn't take serious things, petty things serious. Apart from that, then we look at your biosecurity and your hard work, and that's it. That's the So the first 3 days, you have to make sure you train them. So it's the first 3 days, and sometimes you have to be in the brooder house with them. You have to be inside there, sit with them, where the food has food. So some of them you have to take them to the water, some of them you have to take them to the food and all that. Why don't you realize that they've started eating? Once they start eating too, they are okay. You don't need anything else. Don't go back to the eating. No. Don't go back to the soda. Then go back to the soda. Because once they see that, then they'll start. They just push up. We'll see them.
Okay. Any final words I want to go to now about turkey farm?
So turkey farming, what I learned that I decided to go branch into turkey farming is much more profitable than broiler farming, and you can sell it at a much higher price than this thing. And they are robust, they are strong. When you maintain all the protocols and their vaccines and all that, they are very strong. You can leave them food and just walk out and come back later. Not like you refine and all that. And once they grow, you get a market for them. Once you maintain you are consistent with what you do, you get a market for it, and you definitely make a profit.
So when you talk about this sleeping on roofs and stuff, I just remember even in the US sometimes when you just returns the go take your hands, where they go in the boom, the mission, right to hands there while and the world was there. That's why they go up for praise, and then the hunters. So they'll go up the trees, and that's where the turkeys, the wild turkeys, you realize that's where they sleep. And because of brooding, how long do you brood them for? Oh, in the brooder house. Yeah. So the brooder house, like for instance, as here, the temperature here with the size of the building is high. So within the first 3 days, you find us removing the containments, the rubber and the things that we put on, because the heat inside is higher than 38. Else you kill them, then go under stress, heat stress and die. So depending on the kind of environment you have and the setup and the building, then you will know exactly within 2 weeks you should be able to take off heat from any bed, whether broiler or layer or whatever. 2 weeks you should have feathers for you to take each of them. So within that time you should have a room temperature thermometer to be checking the heat. If it's too much, you lift. Sometimes you have to get a fan for them and all that. Sometimes, so when it rains, you have to get extra heat for them and all that. So every setup and how the brooder house would be. I have a specific time you brood them because I manage. You have to manage. So within 2 weeks, this one's just like broiler. Within 2 weeks, they should be fine to be moved out of the brooder house. What's the best temperature for them? Oh, 38. 38, 37, 38. As the first week should be 37 at this point, getting to 38. If it goes higher than that, then it's too much. They can't even breathe. They will just do it. And so you put them in the same one that's depending on the quantity. If this one's a lot, then you start with sedimenting the house. So we cover a side of it the first week, and we open up a little bit. Then you open up till you open up. Finally, so the broilers you have there, we've done it for within the 3 weeks. We have done it. We've sedimented it 4 times to get to this size. So next week we will move them, part of them to the house we are building over there. All right. So I think I've just had the questions in my head. There's any final message what are you going to know when it comes to turkey farming?
So that's what I said. It's good that you enter into turkey farming. It's something that you can see the curve is moving from broiler farming into turkey farming. So anybody farmer who's interested in, once you are doing broilers, you should be able to do turkeys. Once I'm doing broilers, you should be able to do turkeys. Add up, and I'm sure the way people are understanding turkey now, you make more profit than the normal broilers actually do.
This will be the last question I wanted to ask. So for when you did the farm tour, you made mention that it's not advisable to go to the turkey before you go to the broilers because you might carry diseases and all. Any elaborate on that?
Yeah, so as I said, as of turkeys and then layers, they don't actually, only keep a layer in a particular hen coop for some time. Don't put turkeys inside there unless you wait for like let's say 3 weeks and properly disinfect the place well. And even that one is when immediately you put the turkeys there, they'll be fine. But as they grow and they will start dying. And they get black pod disease. The layers will give these ones diseases that they can't manage. The same way, the broilers are very delicate. Broilers, when you come to this, once they are gone now, these will have a lot of infection, but they didn't catch them. The turkeys, they have a lot of them because they are dirty. They are water. They will throw it on the floor and even drink it. They don't mind anything. So they have a lot of infections around them. So when you come here, because of the broilers, how fragile they are, and now they are everything is. When you go there every day like that, you come here, then go there, come there again. At the time, when it gets to 6 weeks, you realize that the broilers should be dying off, and you don't understand. We'll be doing all your things you have to do, medications and all that, but it is not working. So when you have a farm that you have all things like that, you need to read about all those things before. So when you wake up in the morning, you know where to start. Even if I have the old turkeys here or broilers here, when I wake up, the first thing I do is to attend to them. Then I'll move then to the next delicate one. Then I'll move next to the next delicate one. Then I'll come to the ones that I feel are robust. Then I finish with them. When I finish, I don't go back to any of them ever. Then I come back maybe in the evening. When I come, then I'll take another dress and wear the same dress I wore the next day for following day. Leave it for some time, 24 hours for air to go through. When distance is, when I take another one and wear them, I'll attend to them. Then the next day, that's it. All these things is a conscious effort to maintain biosecurity. If you are this thing about biosecurity and joke with it, then all the time you have birds passing out. The worst we have then, as I said, 250. We have only one mortality. Only one. And that one came when I brought them from the port. They was inside there, I stepped on it, it was weird. I realized that this one there, the next day, it was it, then that's it. Apart from them, all of them are inside there. All of them. Unlike where we started previously. They have so many mortality rates.
Yeah, I think experience, once you gain experience, I guess I can
they will say something.
you're able to control of those things. Okay. It's okay. So what's the final one? What the farmer doing practice when it comes to that?
So it's just like a normal poultry. Poultry is one. Even though they are all different, they are all one. So we make sure the first thing is your biosecurity in there and at you. It's today that we've opened this place. And when nobody enters the place. No. Up of here, when you are coming in, we'll give you a food bath. So to bring your lights, all that. But the best thing is you give them, you maintain high barriers from biosecurity, and also they are feeding. They are feeding and drinking. The best have to get water with them 24 hours. There should be no time that the bird doesn't have water. Both broilers and layers. Layers, if you keep them without water, they will lay eggs for you, even though they are eating. Yes, they will eat your food and roast it. And then they have water is very important. It's extremely important. They have to get water constantly for them to produce their laying. The broilers too, if you want them to push up, is water. Water, the only thing that aids their digestion is water. So if you have water, then they convert the feed you are giving them into their sizes, and then you get it. That's one of the practices. And then you have to be disciplined. Most of the time, as farmers, or people that invest into farmers, it's not that we look for. The only people we have that can take care of the farm are people that sometimes the IQ is low. Not unfortunately, that's something the only option that we have. So if you want to start a farming in that level, unfortunately, then you have to enter that. No matter who you are, you have to do that to a particular level till you realize that now the farm is growing for you to hire somebody who has gone through proper education to know the importance of maintaining a farm. But those guys that we have, unfortunately, have to follow, they bring the whole production down. So those are some of the things you need to consider. Then your resources will work. Yeah, now your normal things that you yourself learn in your farm, then you learn from it and keep to yourself. If that one doesn't work on my farm, it works on your farm when you start. I think you start already.
Okay. I think this will close out the video. I think we spoke extensively about the turkey farming. And if you are watching and you feel like there's a question that I was supposed to ask that I wouldn't ask, Mr. Precious contact details will be there. You want to learn more. I understand you do some trainings.
Yeah, we do training. Even if you want a day training in any of the fields, we can arrange with you. We'll give you not theory. We'll do practical training. For practicals, and when we finish the things that with the practicals are yours.
So you can come for trading. So it's leaders over there can reach out to him for more information about it. At least the takeaway is turkey farming is very profitable. One particular turkey, 8 months will cost like 1,000 cedis.
Now this year will go 1,002. So last year was 1,000.
Yeah, so it's very, very profitable. Extremely profitable. And it's good. I've got the opportunity to do this and also learn from it as well. So I really wanted to know how turkey business is. Because if you realize there are few people who do it in there, very few. Yeah, there are a lot of farmers who take the farming. Like turkey, I think, and guinea fowls too. Apart from those in the lot tournament, the NFL, it's just a few people who are into that as well. Alright. So yes, we'll end the video here. Leave like, comment, share, subscribe. Share so people can watch and be scarred. Sarah and what information on how to start a turkey fowl. We can watch and be educated about it. Subscribe to the channel for your Bruce Berry. As the goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers before the year, so please subscribe and share. Right, I'll see you guys in the next. Peace out.